Hey YouTube, I know it's been a while, but during the holidays, I was just doing other things, but I finally was able to get back to my layout. So to start off today, I got some new rolling stock in. These were an impulse buy. Like I love tank cars, so tank cars are pretty expensive and hard to come by, especially on certain road names. So like the I like the Trinity road name, so I got this one. Um, it has graffiti on it too. I wasn't too crazy about the graffiti. I just wanted that road name. And then I got another one also. This one is cargo. These both just came in the mail. 56-foot tank cars. This one has graffiti on it also. So I'll open it up, starting with that. Only thing I don't like about tank cars, like the ones I have over here, they're so fragile. Like you got to be super careful because of all the things they have on them. So here's a closer look. Let me take it out of this packaging. Uh, to me, this is the hardest part, is taking out the packaging. Try not to damage anything or have anything break off. I never know where to grab these tank cars. All right. So this is one side. Let's see if you see it. Of course, I grab the side with the road name. CRGX 16261. So that's one side. And here's the other side. The other side, you really can't see the road name. So I'm probably going to use the other side. I guess those are the same size as the other. Oh man. All right. Here's it, Trinity. I see these a lot in tank car service. The tank cars I really like the most is the Union Tank Car Company. But of course, they want an arm and a leg for those. You probably seen them. They have the yellow writing is UTLX. I like those. And here's my first tank cars. They actually have the same road number. I got them in a pack for pretty cheap on eBay. I'm pretty sure they sold them cheaper because they had the same road number. Eventually, I'll change the number on it, but they seem to be the same size. Let me see something. Oh no, these are slightly longer. Okay, they seem longer. Anyway, now for the layout, we this weekend I was able to accomplish a lot. So last time everything was just mocked up with the yard, and the ladder was connected, but the yard tracks were not connected. So this weekend I was able to connect them, You can see with the rail joiners. And then I soldered. So, okay, the way I'm going to do it is the track closest to me is going to be 1. And then going north, track 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you can see, you will come in here. This is the main. This track is the yard lead. Nice long yard lead. And here it comes into this crossover track. It comes down and around. And I ran out of rail joiners, so I had to order some for track 1. I was literally 3 rail joiners away from completing the yard. And here's my crossover in the yard. Now track 4 is going to be used sort of like a arrival departure track. So I kind of separated on this end. So there's actually 2 ways into the yard here. And I also was able to gain a little bit of space for track 1 and 2 by doing that. So that's why I did it like that. And then you can also use this crossover to run around cars. And I didn't wire up. I have to put 2 wires on this side of the turnout, and then it'll be powered. This track leads to the junction. I mean, this turnout leads to the junction. I need another right-hand turnout. It's going to be 2 tracks there. And then it comes around this curve. Now, this curve, I don't know what to do with it yet. I don't like how far out. Like, okay, this is a 30-inch radius. Or 24. No, this is a 24. I tried 24-inch radius right here. And it comes out very far. I wanted it kind of centered. But it's going to be a really tight curve to try to center it. So I'm trying to brainstorm how I'm going to configure this side of the layout. Because this side is going to have the industries and some a road over here and a road crossing. But that's what I was able to accomplish. Also, I kind of improved the layout too by sanding down like this area with at the foam where it joins. Because I noticed in some areas, like especially here, it was raised up. So it would create a lump with my tracks. So I got rid of that. And that's what actually took me a long time because I had to lift everything up, take it apart, sand it down, then put it back together. But I figured, let me do that now so it'll be out of the way. And I actually sanded here, but yeah, it was a lot higher before, but I sanded that down too. And I sanded that area also, sanded it down. There goes the sand block I was using. For this part, where this dumbbell is, I actually glued it closer together. So there's glue in between there. Now I still do have this lump right here. I may do the same thing or I may leave it. Because I kind of do like how it's not completely flat. So like when the train goes, you need a little more power to move around the layout. Which is kind of realistic because in real life, everything's not flat. You do have some small inclines and declines. And I think that's a cool addition to have. That track back there is for the rock salt industry that CSX 700 is sitting on. So, and also I still don't have a decoder yet for the SD40. That's why it's not on the layout itself. But yeah, that's the update so far. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to keep, moving along with the layout. And I could bring the salt train into the yard if I wanted to. Let's see. I guess I'll do that for you guys. I'll run the salt train in. Now this locomotive doesn't have sound. You know what's weird? That I found out that like my power cab will randomly throw in random locomotive numbers. I don't know why, but I never programmed 685 in here. Same with this 5308. Never programmed that either. So here I'm gonna switch it to what he was typing 700 like that. Hit enter, and now I can control it. Now with this locomotive, it has an ESU decoder. I may change it to I mean, not ESU. Dang, what decoder does it have? Oh, it has an NCE decoder. I might change it to a ESU decoder, just like my other Kato unit, so that way it could be the same with sound. And actually, to get it started, you have to take it all the way to 4, and then it'll start pulling. So I may change it. I just haven't gotten time to like really mess with the locomotives. But taking it up to 4 actually gets it moving, as you can see. And then sometimes when I come to some hills, I have to change it up, take it up to 5. Make sure this turnout is correct. It is. So right now we're gonna pull out the salt yard, come onto the main. Then we're actually going to shove backwards to the yard, past the turnout, and then come forward into the yard. Let me move you guys over here so you can see what I'm talking about. So now 700 is moving on to the main, pulling those salt cars. These cars will be loaded. So you bring empties in, live load, pull them out. And once you get past the turnout, conductor would throw the switch. And then he would have to sit on the last car to protect the shove. Okay, for some reason I caught it short, so I got to do some investigating. I'll probably have to clean the track. That's what I'm guessing. Because I did do a lot of sanding over there, so I don't have a vacuum. I might have to invest in a vacuum just to be sure I get everything up. So right now the conductor's on the back. They're shoving back towards the yard. Here's the turnout I gotta get past. Conductor will hop off right here. I believe they said with CSX, conductors cannot jump off a moving train. But they said there's some other road, some other companies, they allow it. I mean, that's pretty dangerous, to be honest, just jumping off like that. So we keep shoving. Shoving past the turnout. Still on the main. And right there, you might not be able to tell, but it's a little hill right there. So it goes up a little bit. Conductor would throw the turnout. Now, we have a small dilemma because 5293 is in the way, and along with those cars, so there's really nowhere for the loaded salt cars to go. So we actually just push back. We just push back the locomotive. We should be able to fit. We're gonna find out together. So I'm gonna switch over to 5293. Enter. Turn it on. It's gonna be going in reverse. Turn the bell on. Give everyone a little bit of warning. And we're gonna move him back. I might be able to get a better view. Still getting used to all of this. So. I'll say once it gets to that gondola car, it should be enough space for 700 to pull in. We're gonna stop about right there. We're gonna switch to the other car. Locomotive, we're gonna hit recall. And it wouldn't let me switch over. So I gotta put in 700 again. Now we're gonna bring our attention back to 700. Drop this down a little bit. Focus in. And make sure the switches are lined up for him. He's gonna be going on to track 3. And everything seems lined up, so I'm gonna pull forward onto the yard. I'm guessing they would ask the yard master, right, to pull into the yard. Oh yeah, that's plenty of space. That's the one thing I do like about these 2-bay hopper cars, covered hopper cars. They're so short, so you could just maneuver around easily, get through turnouts easily and everything. And we're just gonna give enough space so that way they don't clip each other. And that should be enough space right there. So yeah, that's the yard for right now. I got a little bit more work to do. I gotta wait for the rail joiners to come in, solder 2 more times or 3 more times and the yard will be complete. Then I can move forward. To me, this was probably the most difficult part is the yard. With the crossovers and the yard ladder, soldering, making sure everything wires up correctly, curves. All right, thanks for watching.